Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 2. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Right, before we get into the show, you know how the Real Housewives of New York legacy was put on hold due to these contract negotiations? Well, Bravo decided to just scrap the whole thing, and instead they are giving us the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 5, which consists of the legacy cast from the Real Housewives of New York. We have Ramona, Sonia, Luann, Kristen, Dorinda, and Kelly Ben-Simone. Now, honey, listen, I could do without Kristen and Kelly, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. I find it really odd that they didn't invite Ramona to be on the Real Housewives Legacy show due to her behavior the very last season, but somehow she was able to be cast on this Ultimate Girls Trip. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Also, in housewife news, over the weekend, Real Housewives of New Jersey, Gia Giudice, graduated from Rutgers University. And can you guys believe this? We have watched this little girl for 13 years. She was just a tiny baby when we were first introduced to her. And now we are seeing her as a college graduate. And we are seeing her sister, Gabrielle, go off to college this fall. And Gabrielle has decided to go to the University of Michigan. I am super excited. I really am. Even though I am a Buckeye through and through, I am still excited for Teresa and her daughters. Congratulations, Gia. Also, honey, did you guys see the previews for the Randall scandal? Honey, now listen, there is a new Hulu program that's coming out on May 22nd. It's called The Randall Scandal, Love, Loathing, and Vanderpump. Now, honey, now listen, you know Lisa Vanderpump is somewhere fit to be tied. I know she hates that her name is involved in all of this. Anyway, this is going to be very interesting. Turns out that Randall was a scoundrel. You know what I mean? Out here spreading it low and wide and ripping people off, allegedly. Even Jax Taylor says that he ripped him off about $70,000, and Jax says he wants his money. Now, if I was Jax, I would just head right on over to 50 Cent's DMs and drop him a little note and ask him, how exactly did you get Randall to give you your $1 million back? Because I'd like to have my money. Jax says that he is a family man and he needs that money to support him and his wife. Now listen, Jax, I don't care if you were not a family man. If that man owes you money, you deserve to have your money back. Take him to court or get you a nice baseball bat and crack some kneecaps. I'm just joking. I don't condone violence. All right now, peeps, on to the show.
You should keep doing this in my face.
So they pulled me to the side and told me that you're dating someone else in Atlanta.
Every time I come to Atlanta, I'm always with you. So the other person got the short end of the stick.
Hold on. Let me check on Candy too. Hold on. Let me check.
These bitches out here feuding like J-Lo and Mariah. I don't know her. Who is she? What's her name? Okay. My earring don't know me, bitch.
Just met her with Sheree like live this week.
Oh, that's why that Sheree's friend. That's why she's bouncing. Indiana came out. And she was like, I don't know who you doing that to. I said, ho, what's going on?
All right, y'all. I'm out.
Why are you leaving?
My husband's birthday is about him.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
Go to her messages right now and see. I bet she probably accepted everybody's message. Go to her right now and see.
And he just basically, now he just insulted me.
I did DM you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was 2 years ago.
Wait a second.
Look, 2 years ago. Not 6 months ago.
I said at
I'm
least
sorry.
6. I said at least 6.
Read it. It's 2 years ago.
At least 6.
No. It's 2 years ago. Not.
He could have easily deleted the other part that she told us about. I saw her DM. She had not messed with it. She had not touched it at all. She would have had to have accepted it to have deleted anything.
I don't care if I was trying to you 2 years ago. Why are you talking about it? It's 2 years ago.
Talk about it. No. What did you say to this queen standing in front of you? You're an asshole.
You said 6 months ago.
You did it to your ex-wife and
You
you're
said
gonna do it to
6
Sheree.
months
That's
ago.
the truth. Once a cheater, always a cheater, you Piece of shit. He's talking to me like he's gonna eventually talk to you.
She said that they invited you there and you posted it and you brought the hood out to the place and she's like, that's why she's making that kind of content.
Remember when Tropicali was like really popping?
It is a strict,
Well, she shared a story about it on her Instagram. The crowd the next week, ghetto.
What did you say?
I said to her, Candy's my friend. And I said, you need to have a conversation with her.
So you didn't take up for me?
I mean, I did. I felt like I told her, especially when she was saying it. I said, I don't feel like Candy would say that.
I doubt it.
So the show picks up right where it left off. They are still celebrating Ross's 40th birthday with his Harlem Nights themed party that Sanya has gone all out for. And I still think that she did a great job. Honey, listen, Kenya and Martell, Candy and this woman. Now listen, first of all, can I just say, Marlo and her earring falling out. She was in the middle of her confessional trying to get smart, talking about how she don't know them or they don't know each other, and her earring fell out. When she said her earring don't know her, I said, Marlo, that's the comedy relief that I like with Marlo. When Sanya walked away from the conversation and Kenya said, where are you going? And she said, this party is about Ross. This is about his birthday. I really can't appreciate that. This woman has spent $100,000 on this party, and this should be about her husband. And I think the rest of the group should have respected her and not caused all of this friction and screaming and yelling in the middle of her husband's birthday party. Can I also say Don Juan is not one of my favorite people, and it really irritates me from time to time when you see him insinuate himself in certain situations. Let these ladies have a conversation without you getting involved. Back up. Did you see Todd over there? No. Todd let her and the ladies talk, and you should have done the same. Go find you some friends. I don't know why he irritates me the way he does. Marlo's comment about therapy and all of this stuff. Listen, Marlo, you are not 100% innocent in this. You egged that Courtney girl on to go over there and talk to Candy. You are a part of this too. So continue with your therapy. Now, honey, I'm not going to talk too much about Martell and Kenya. I'm going to get to them later on in the video. But Martell is an absolute liar. He's a manipulator. He is a cheater. He is a narcissist. None of this stuff that Kenya or any of the ladies can do or say will faze him at all. He's been there, done that a million times. If you have not seen Love and Marriage Huntsville, please pull it up. They are on OWN, and you can watch those episodes and just see Martell is not respectful of anybody. He doesn't give a damn who you are, whose mama you are. He will be disrespectful no matter what. It's all about him. He's very self-centered. So I'm not really sure why they even decided to broach this subject. Him saying that he did DM her and he was just sending her a nice message. Listen, we had already saw Kenya earlier pull up the phone and realize that she had never even accepted his message, and the messages were deleted once she accepted them. That's because he said more than that. He deleted everything except for that one message when he said, thank you for your kind words. Martell knows exactly what he was doing. And that comment he made, check her DMs, I'm sure she's opened every message she ever got. Kenya was not lying when she said that he was calling her a hoe. He was absolutely insinuating that she was some kind of whore and that she would, check and talk to anybody who sends her a DM. But we saw that she didn't check for your ass. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave that there for now. We'll talk more about Martell later in this video. So after they leave the party, we find out that Drew's father has Alzheimer's. And it broke my heart to hear about that. When she showed the video of her playing her song for him and how he kind of sparked, memories, and he was smiling and he could, he remembered her and their love for music. I just started crying uncontrollably. I really need to get my emotions together. I just couldn't imagine speaking to my parents and they don't know me. They don't remember me. When she was talking about it, it reminded me of one of my coworkers. My coworker has several siblings, but he's got a really big mustache, and everybody's always talking about his mustache. Some people even joke and call him Magnum PI. And when his father got Alzheimer's, his dad didn't remember anybody but him. And the reason his father remembered him was because of the big mustache. And I remember him telling me that and having tears in his eyes, that, you know, he never thought his big crazy mustache would connect him to his father the way it does. This just started me to tears. One thing that I can say for sure is that Drew and Ralph, you know, they're trying to act as if their marriage is okay. You know, they're sweeping their problems under the rug. They're focusing on her music. She's got this song that Ralph wrote and produced called You Already Know. And the song really does sound beautiful. It really is. Drew is a good singer. But my problem is, just because you don't talk about your problems, they don't go away. If there's issues in your marriage, you need to work on them. You can't just say, well, we're not focusing on that right now. We're just going to work on our music. That doesn't work. That really doesn't. That's like putting sugar on shit. It doesn't change the fact that it's still shit. And it needs to get out. You know what I mean? You got to get rid of the shit. That's all I'm saying. I don't like to just pretend that things aren't what they are. To me, in all of my relationships in life, whether it's been romantic relationships, family relationships, friend relationships, I don't want to tap dance with my family and friends. I'm just going to tell you what it is. You come back and you let me know what it is. And if we can't work it out, then let's just not do it. This situation with Ralph and Drew is ridiculous. This man has been disrespectful from the moment we were introduced to this couple. I was also quite ticked that we found out that, you know, her dad is really not doing well. Her mom's got some sort of issues. And this dude, you know, went to the party. Why were you not in Chicago with your wife? It just doesn't make sense to me. And did anybody notice the comparison? Ralph is like the Martell of our show, but now Martell is over here. So it's like, who's going to out Martell? You know what I mean? Who is going to be the biggest jackass? Because now we've got two of them. We've got Ralph and Martell. Are they going to be like the best of friends on this show? I have no idea. I do know that Drew did go out on social media and she tweeted, she said, when we started filming this season, Ralph and I were in a good place. Music saved us. Stay tuned and watch the roller coaster ride. You know, I hate to watch the ride, Drew. I really wish that you would have said, you know what? I changed my mind. Can I get off this? Can I get off this roller coaster? Last season. Actually, the season before that, when he went to Tampa and didn't even tell you he left the house. This is not okay. So then we see Candy and Sanya get together and we find out that Candy invited all of the ladies and their families to go to Disney and only Sanya responded. So her and her family, along with Sanya and her family, went to Disney and they had a great time. Did anybody notice that when Sonia mentioned that it was time for BravoCon, Candy said, oh, you're going? As if she was surprised that Sanya was going to be invited to BravoCon. I don't know why she was at BravoCon either. But, you know, she is a housewife, you know, and they brought her back for a second season, which she's Teddy Mellencamp to me. I mean, she really is. We don't need Sanya. I'm just saying. Anyway, while they were having their conversation, Sanya mentions that Ross tells her, you know, it's time for the family to go. They need to be alone. They've got to start building, you know, their own relationship, their own family situation. And I'm Team Ross, okay? Sanya said that they had made a deal that the family would live there for 2 years and it's only been a year. I don't give a damn. Okay, your parents need to go on and live their best retired life. They need to be out enjoying themselves, being happy as hell, dancing on the beach in the moonlight, having pina coladas. They need to be living it up. And your sister and her husband, they need to find jobs and their own apartment so they don't have to worry about anybody being inconsiderate to their needs. Okay, find you a job and a place, pay your own damn rent, get your own space, okay, and then worry about your own damn boundaries. I'm just saying, I understand that you cannot have 3 queens in one palace, okay? Bye. That's all I'm saying. Now, honey, Candy talked to her a little bit about Todd and his career aspirations, and I say, girl, bye. How many times are we going to have this conversation? I'm hoping that this is not going to be your entire storyline this season. Todd wants me to produce his movie. Todd wants to do this, but I want to do that. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying. Anyway, the whole comment that Courtney made about Kandi being ghetto and bringing her ghetto crowd to this popular restaurant. Listen. Last season, Sheree brought that crazy friend of hers in just to bully and harass Drew. This season, you brought this woman here to harass Kandi is what it looks like. First of all, this woman is no match for Kandi or any of the other women in this friend group. Courtney is about to get her feelings hurt. And Kandi is absolutely right. Sanya didn't stand up for her. Sanya laughed and thought that was funny as hell. Sanya is always straddling the fence. Last season, she did the same thing to Drew. Sanya never really chooses a side. She likes to jump around. That's the kind of friend I do not need. I don't want you to be a friend to me, smiling in my face. We got a family connection. We X, Y, and Z. And then you get over here with the mean girls and you chuckle it up when they talk shit about me. No, ma'am. Now, I'm not saying that you have to defend me because I can defend my damn self. But at least have the decency to say, I don't really think that's okay to say. My friend's not ghetto and I don't appreciate it. You know, say something. Don't just sit there and chuckle it up like you are condoning this or you agree with this. Sanya can go. Also, later in the episode, we see Ross is back in Texas checking on their business there. And it looks like they're still trying to have this second baby. They just aren't having enough time together so they can, you know, actually create this new beautiful baby. But I am wishing them the best of luck. I know that they want a baby and I hope that they you know, can get together and make that happen.
You for the Mexican restaurant?
No, I'm not. Why do you keep opening more restaurants?
I made more money than I've ever made in my life off a restaurant. So I'm gonna open up the Mexican restaurant down the block. Right after that is coming Ace's Pizza.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
What you need, cuz?
We're not going to talk about the elephant in the room?
We
We're
can't.
not talking about it.
Because of the legal situation.
Okay.
We don't know when we go to Old Lady Gang if we're going to get biscuits or bullets.
There was a gentleman. Basically, he came to work late and he came to work intoxicated. He got a little irate with my cousin, who was kitchen manager. They went outside and the guy shot my cousin.
Like, I don't give a if I tried to you 2 years ago. He said, yes, he did. He said that.
I mean, girl, she's stigmatized. That's terrible. Not at this big age. And I didn't really care for how things happened with he and his wife.
So to be honest with you, I think you would get along with him.
I don't know him, and I don't want to get to know him.
I had already saw the message. He showed me the DM. You said 6 months.
I said at least it was over 6 months ago.
You said it was about 6 months. Y'all ambushed the man.
You can't do that, Sheree. Sheree, don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
It's
Listen,
bros
these are
before
the things
hoes.
No, hoes before bros.
No,
Hold
bros
on.
before we bros.
Wait, are we bros?
In this case, we're bros. He said, yeah, and I bet you answer them all too. Something like that.
I didn't hear that.
Right, so we see Kandi at Blaze with Todd. And you know what, Todd? Leave us alone. Leave us alone. This dude wants to open a Mexican restaurant and a pizza place. Okay? Todd says that he's never made as much money in his life until he started opening up restaurants. But you also let us know that Blaze is not doing that well. Okay, if Blaze is not doing that well and you over here trying to put a little razzle dazzle on the menu, maybe you shouldn't be thinking about opening a Mexican restaurant and a pizza place. I don't want to go to your Mexican restaurant, Todd. I mean, seriously. Anyway, Todd is doing too damn much. But what I did appreciate was the producer, Eric. And I want to know, is that the same Eric that was over at Potomac? I guess he said, shit, if Candace can break the fourth wall, so can I. He comes over there, he says, hey, are we just going to act like there's not an elephant in the room? He wants to talk about that shooting that happened down at the Blaze. And they said, oh, we can't talk about it because of legal reasons. First of all, if you can't talk about it because of legal reasons, why are you filming with this young man who is the victim? He shouldn't be here. You should have done this tasting off camera or you should have done this tasting without him there if you didn't want them to ask about this shooting that happened at your restaurant. Of course they're going to ask. And you know, is he suing y'all? You know, is he really still working for y'all? Yeah, no. I don't think that I can continue to work for this establishment after one of your employees shot me. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Yeah, no. And also, I didn't really like it very much, that comment that Sheree made about you don't know if you're getting biscuits or bullets. Sheree, listen, please stop. Candy has tried to help you multiple times with your business. Candy has been there to hold you, support you throughout all of your crazy shenanigan kind of relationships that you have been through. Please leave this woman the hell alone. You did not have to make those shady comments about being shot up down at the Blaze. Now let me tell you something. If I get down to Atlanta, you best believe I'm stopping by Blaze. I want some of them chicken wings. Anyway, moving on. So we meet Kenya's new friend. Her name is Akila, and she's a beautiful girl. And she has a beautiful little daughter. And of course, you know, little Brooklyn is just the cutest thing ever. So it turns out the two little ladies are best friends, and so are the mamas, according to Kenya. And it looks like Akila's husband is an NFL player, and she looks like she's got a cute little life. I like her. I hope we get to see a little more of her, less of Courtney. But Kenya tells her that Roy, remember she introduced him as Roy, you know, last week, but he is actually, what is that called? Call Me Crazy, which I had never heard of before, but I Googled a little bit, you know. Anyway, Kenya says that he really does it for her. He checks off all the boxes on her list. She's feeling things. And I hope that this relationship can work out for her because she does deserve some happiness. I really want a happy ending for her and little Brooklyn and possibly maybe a little boy. I don't know. Kenya deserves all the happiness. We also got to see pictures of Sheree's new grandbaby. I saw pictures earlier this week that was in People magazine, and it turns out that her grandbaby has actually inspired her to create She by Sheree Kids. Honey, listen, her granddaughter is the cutest little thing. She is the perfect mix of Sheree's son and the mother. Anyway, Sheree is just like Nene. She wants to be a glam mom. You know what? When I become a grandma, I have decided that I want to be Nana. Anyway, I better not. Son, if you listening to this video, I tell you right now, buddy, you better give me 5 or 6 years because mama ain't ready. Anyway, I understand when she says that it's totally different when it's your grandbaby and you're just so excited and you love him so much. I can't wait to be a grandma. I can wait, son. I'm just saying. Anyway, congratulations to Sheree and her family. All right, so Kenya, Martell, and Sheree. I didn't think that any of this should be going down at Ross's party. However, the things that Kenya said to Martell and about Martell were all true. They were all facts. Have I seen Martell be aggressive? Absolutely. Was his behavior with Kenya extremely rude and doing too damn much? Yes. But for Martell, that was not aggressive. Not for him. Sheree defending this man being rude and overtop, making those nasty comments about Kenya, if he effed her last year, then, or whatever that comment was he said, that was gross and disgusting. It really was. If I was dating somebody and he made this comment that it doesn't matter if he effed her last year, it matters. Okay, it matters. And honey, listen, we're done. Were you trying to get into her DMs because you were trying to see if you could F her? That's what it seemed like to me. You don't cross the line. I don't play them games. Listen, they did show a little flashback of that scene with Bob in the car. Now, if you remember that episode, it got worse. And Kenya stood up to Bob toe to toe and told his ass off. And not only did she tell Bob off, Sheree was crying her eyes out and Kenya held her. She comforted her. Don't play with Kenya, Sheree, because she has always been there trying to help you out. She was there helping you out with Bob the same way she was there trying to help you and be supportive with Tyrone. You go on and on and on trying to make Kenya feel bad about her divorce, trying to make her feel bad about not having a man. But I'm telling you, this is one of those conversations where you have to think about it. It's a lot better to not have a man than to have a little piece of man. You know what I mean? It's better to be alone and go on about your business than it is to have a man who is spreading it low and wide across town, or a man who is in and out of prison treating you like shit, or a man who might choke you to hell up. Just let me be alone. Because you best believe I might be alone, but I'm not fucking lonely. Period. Sheree, girl, stop. And Sheree should actually sit back and think about it. If Martell deleted those messages, which it's clear that he did, why did he do it? What was he hiding? He's clearly hiding something. And when Monyetta asked him about this other woman in Atlanta that he's allegedly seen, he said that I'm with you all the time. That's the same thing that he would say to his wife, Melody. Not only that, Monyetta said, okay, say less, I'll be back, or something like that. So that means as the season progresses, somebody is going to pop up. Is it going to be the baby mama? Are they going to bring Melanie on here? What's going to happen? And I would also like to say that I am hoping that Kenya is not going to use this as her storyline all season. I do not want to see Kenya and Martell argue and fuss all season. Please don't do it to us. In my opinion, Martell wanted Kenya first. And when she didn't respond to his messages, he went to Sheree, because Martell is a clout chaser and he knows that the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that he can get to a broader audience over on Bravo, I think. And Kenya made a very good point when she told Sheree, he's talking to me now the way he's eventually going to talk to you. Facts. Facts. Martell does not respect boundaries, and it doesn't matter to him if you are a man or a woman. Also, I would like to point out that there has been many times where Sheree has sat with a group acting like Sanya does and allow them to talk bad about Kenya. Sheree has partaked in the conversation as well, speaking bad about Kenya, but Kenya has always tried to support Sheree in her times of need. And I'm not saying that Kenya doesn't get her confessionals and talk crap about Sheree, because she does. But when the chips are down and Sheree is crying and devastated, Kenya is there for her. That comment that Sheree made too, saying that Kenya has a vendetta against black men because she doesn't have one. She may not have a man, but she's always there to protect you when your man is treating you like shit. I'm just saying. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you guys think. And until next time, bye.